Good afternoon, everybody. We're here to give a briefing on the fire and police operation at 143 Woodworth Avenue. Joining us today, we have the Mayor of the City of Yonkers, Mayor Mike Spano, Fire Commissioner Fitzpatrick, Police Commissioner Sapienza, along with Deputy Chief Mahosky and Deputy Chief Canfield from the Fire Department, Deputy Chief Alemo and Assistant Chief Carrozza from the Police Department, and the Commissioner of Housing and Buildings, Commissioner Gibbons. We're going to start with a briefing from the Fire Commissioner, and we'll move on from there.
Thank you. Approximately 12 p.m. today, we got a call from 134 Woodworth for a chemical spill. First arriving units on the scene found the building filled with white smoke emanating from units arrived at approximately noontime. The companies were confronted with a large white cloud of smoke coming out of the building as a result of a chemical reaction. At that point, we initiated a level 1 hazmat response, which brought over 40 firefighters to the scene, and then we began to mitigate the situation. About an hour into the incident, the chemical reaction intensified and created an exothermic reaction, which initiated a fire inside the building, which quickly turned into a 3-alarm structure fire. Companies worked throughout the afternoon to contain the fire, and we finally have it under control at this time.
Good afternoon. The police department are assisting the fire department at this time, specifically with testing air quality on the train platforms so that MTA could continue service. And we're also on standby with the medical evacuation transport unit in case we have large-scale casualties. We're able to deal with them. Our officers are hazmat qualified as well in emergency service, and they're also checking out neighboring structures, making sure that they're okay and that nothing's been affected by this. And we also have OEM, Office of Emergency Management, on standby in the event that anyone is displaced as a result of this incident.
Real quick, let me just say this. Police Department, Fire Department, all the different agencies that are here. This was a multi-agency response here in the City of Yonkers. Everyone's doing a great job. Anybody who was upstream, so to speak, of the fire was evacuated, and if there were any issues, we don't see any. We expect that they'll be right back into their homes pretty quickly. We also know that our Police Department is working alongside our Fire Department and our hazmat, all doing a great job checking air quality to see when we can get these trains opened up again, and we can get ourselves back to normal life. And I think that's pretty much it. Everyone's doing what they ought to be doing, and the residents should feel pretty confident about the fact that they were able to get this fire under control pretty rapidly and get our quality of life moving on pretty quickly. So, Frank?
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. As you can tell, this is still an active scene. Things are still unfolding, but we do have time for a couple of questions. We can help direct them to the right person. Tony?
Do you have an idea of the chemicals, how they were being handled, and how this started? What chemicals were involved?
There was some beauty chemicals, household beauty chemicals, and we believe that there was a forklift involved that damaged one of the containers, which caused it to spill and then created a chemical reaction.
And sir, do you have a number on people evacuated? How many people were told you've got to leave?
Initially, the police had everybody shelter in place, and they went throughout the neighborhood just to check on the welfare of everybody, and there was several people evacuated by emergency service officers.
And you talked about any air quality concerns for residents who were here at the time or who are now waiting close by to return home? Do they need to be worried if they were here when all that smoke was billowing out?
No, thankfully the wind was pretty brisk at the time, driving most of the wind, most of the smoke towards the river, so it was basically away from the structures.
We've heard that 2 people were supposed to be exposed to the chemical.
When the police were making their rounds in the surrounding buildings, they came across 2 civilians who had existing medical conditions, and they felt it was best to remove them from the area.
So no injuries? Or
There was some minor injuries to the firefighters, no civilian injuries. I think out of abundance of caution, a couple of the civilians were transported.
when you say a few people were evacuated,
No, yeah,
One
okay.
dozen, around a dozen? Okay. And how many firefighters got minor injuries?
Probably half a dozen at this point.
Can you talk a little bit about what was happening in the building at the time prior to this?
Well, it's a warehouse, and there was a lot of tightly packed material on pallets, stacked very high. And like I said, they were moving products around, and one of the a forklift damaged one of the containers, which caused it to leak.
So it's a warehouse where beauty supply products are stored, or multiple products? Like what kind of facility?
It's mainly health and beauty aids.
Health and beauty.
Yeah,
So it seems human error. If a human was operating. The
that's what
facility.
our initial investigation looks like. Yes.
So are police questioning anyone or about what happened?
So we're obviously going to wait for the fire department to finish on scene. They're still actively battling that, making sure everything's under control, make sure there's no flare-ups, and they're going to be on scene for quite a little while longer. And once that's all done, their Officer Investigation Unit, along with detectives, if necessary, will follow up on whatever they need to follow up on.
Can you just expand on your work with the MTA? You said you're assisting the MTA.
Yeah, so our officers are working with the MTA police and the actual MTA themselves. Our officers are going to be on the trains with air quality measurement devices to see if there's any contaminants in the air. As long as the air quality is acceptable, then the MTA will probably reopen the lines. But we want to make sure that the air quality is going to be safe for any of the commuters that are going to be traveling on the trains. So our officers are assisting with that.
Were there any riders on the platform that were exposed to anything when all this smoke was billowing out? Any concerns with that?
No, the two stations nearby are sufficiently far away. The main Yonkers station is about a quarter mile to the south of us, and the next station, Glenwood, is about a half a mile north.
Is the fire completely out or still?
No, it's still smoldering. It's basically under control, but we're going to be on the scene for several hours longer, mopping up.
All right, thank you, everybody. Further updates will be provided by the police and the fire department as this continues and as this incident comes to a resolution. Thank you very much.